inside advertising, marketing, and communications, and brought to us by our friends at Fwirsa. Fwirsa, tax and accounting professionals who will work hard for your business until the cows come home. Today we've got a full boat show for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about data farms and jobs. Is what we're seeing in the state of Iowa relative to giving already successful businesses boatloads of cash known as corporate welfare, or is it a smart way to bring about jobs to Iowa? Also, women-owned businesses and what the Iowa Development, Iowa Economic Development Authority has recently done. They've tried to kickstart some ideas through a Cedar Rapids-based company by awarding them a $50,000 contract to study why we're dead last in the nation with regard to our support of women-owned businesses. Evolve or die. What is it about sailmakers that can teach us a story about your business? We'll have that story as well. The New York Times has recently said that they're going to limit the number of views that people get on mobile devices. Because we've got Lynn Hicks, who's the business editor for the Des Moines Register, in today. We'll ask him about that story and tell you some more. Videos and business, it's my and our experience that most businesses do not understand the power that videos can present to their corporation if done well and done right. How would you like to have a change in your conversion rate of up to 20% simply by doing a great video? We'll tell you that story in just a little bit. As we said, Lynn Hicks is going to be in the studio with us at about 9:15. And to finish out the show, what happens when you show a bikini-clad young woman who's a freshman at a Georgia University on a blog about doing naughty things on Facebook? You get a $2 million lawsuit. We'll show you the picture and tell you the story when we come back. This is Insight on Business. We're powered by our advertising agency, Insight Advertising, marketing and communications, seen live each and every Monday at 8:45 here at Webcast One Live. We'll be back with more right after this.
From the real estate, this is Webcast
services of FWRSA specially. The professionals at FWRSA can help you with payroll, tax preparation, business planning, and all your accounting needs. That's FWRSA. Friendly, understanding, individualized, respectful, savvy accountants working hard for you until the cows come home.
Drug and alcohol addiction slowly steals a person's identity, tearing away pieces of their life little by little, until one day it seems like the hope of a happy future is gone. There's no chance of getting it back. Here at St. Gregory Retreats, we can assure you that there is hope. Our unique approach to recovery begins with the understanding that the dysfunction and damage caused by addiction can be overcome, not just dealt with. Don't let another day go by. Call St. Gregory today.
Drink, dance, party. Kitty's is the ultimate dance club in Des Moines. A huge dance floor with room to move, 3 bars to keep your drinks full, and kicking DJs playing all your favorite dance music. At Kitty's, we've always got your birthday party planned with Birthday Friday. That's right, when your birthday rolls around, there's only one place to go. Gather up your friends and head to Kitty's, where you drink free on the Friday of your birthday week. Find out more about Birthday Fridays at kittysusa.com. Kitty's, all kinds of people, all kinds of music, all kinds of fun.
The year 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
Max Real Estate Concept Studios. This is Webcast Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Insight on Business. My name is Michael Libby. It's all powered by our advertising agency, Insight Advertising, Marketing, and Communications. See how we did that there? We Insight on Business, and just kind of what we do. Welcome aboard. Something's going on in the state of Iowa over the past several years that critics are calling corporate welfare, yet the Branstad administration here calls smart ideas to bring new jobs into the state. Here's the backstory. Recently, and in a number of areas, the Iowa Economic Development Authority has granted multi-million-dollar tax breaks to already wildly successful companies. Millions for Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Egyptian fertilizer plants, and the list goes on and on. The rationale is that these companies will produce jobs here in Iowa, but the question is, and we don't do politics on this show, but the question is at what price? The most recent example is a $20 million tax break given to who? Microsoft, to build Project Mountain, a huge data collection services area in West Des Moines. Now, that's $20 million to create something like 30 jobs. Now, the Branstad administration, the Iowa Economic Development Authority, says, hey, look, that's discounting the opportunity that we're going to have contractors from all over Iowa bidding on this project to manufacture or build these large data centers. So what is it that we're doing? Is this really corporate welfare, or is this smart thinking? And when you figure 30 jobs at $20 million, that's a chunk of change. Meanwhile, in the city of West Des Moines, unlike in the city of Altoona, directly to the eastern part of Des Moines, where they gave Facebook 20 years tax abatement for their new facility, West Des Moines isn't budging. They say, you know, we're just not like some of our friends in Altoona. We're going to go ahead and not give a 20-year city tax exemption, but it's going to be something I believe is more like 5 years. Remember, of course, Altoona does have a casino and a racetrack, so that may have had something to do with it. It's an interesting look at how we compete with each other for economic development dollars. And you can only ask yourself, what's the right thing to do? Is the right thing to give tons of money to already successful businesses so that they might be enhanced to come, enticed to come to Iowa? Or is small business really losing out on this? Go ahead and try to get some assistance if you're a small business owner. And that dovetails into our next story, the Iowa Development, the Iowa Economic Development Authority recently awarded a $50,000 contract to a Cedar Rapids business. Why? Well, 2 years ago, American Express released a study saying that Iowa ranked last, dead last, with regard to support of women-owned businesses. This despite the fact that there is a law here in this state passed by the legislature that says there is a necessary reason to support minority and women-owned businesses. Last week, the Iowa Economic Development Authority awarded $50,000 to Ascent, an Iowa nonprofit group based in Cedar Rapids, owned, interestingly enough, by a woman. So there's two great things that the Iowa Department of Economic Development did. They actually hired an Iowa company, and an Iowa company that happens to be run by a woman. But $50,000, really? The nonprofit group says that they're going to be attempting to raise other funds so that they can help identify issues that are barriers to women-owned businesses in the state of Iowa. From their news release, it says the Ascent Group focuses on creating an environment that will better support the viability of Iowa women-owned businesses in its effort to identify Iowa's women-owned businesses and uncover barriers that they are facing. Might we suggest to the authority and to Ascent that they might start with the Iowa legislature, which already has in place a rule that they're supposed to spend X amount of dollars with who? Minority and women-owned businesses. But many times the state of Iowa chooses to ignore that rule. Meanwhile, and I think this is really telling, Elizabeth Gaffani is the editor and founder of Champion Boards, posted an interesting story about this issue and how golf and women-owned businesses have something in common. Listen to this. I'm going to read it to you verbatim because I thought it was absolutely stunning. She writes, researchers seem focused almost to an extreme on whether the chief explanatory reason behind men's success and business compared to women is or is not about golf. It's not just golf, it's all the things that it takes to play golf, she writes. Take a look. Where do men spend money in order to play golf? Men buy books and magazines that inform them how to have a better swing in order to perform better on the green. Women buy magazines in order to buy clothes that make them look good on the course. This is written by a woman. Women may pay a coach, but only a few ambitious women focus on their putt as opposed to his putt. Many even wager among themselves in competition to incentivize themselves. How many women do you know who would actually put cold, hard cash on herself to win? This is written by Elizabeth Gaffarni, founder of Champion Course. She goes on. Men develop wide and diverse networks of partners from among their professional colleagues. These are men whom they enjoy sharing time with, and they talk about business interests, and they talk about things that they have in common in the business world. Women talk about clothes, shoes, babies, children, and all the indignities of life. When was the last time you heard a great joke from a woman? She may have a friend or two, but does she build a network of friends with similar business interests? Would she be able to call up a friend and invite her to play a round of 9 this coming weekend, or would she have to schedule an appointment 4 weeks out with a high probability that the friend would cancel at the last minute because she had a family crisis? Men talk about business and ideas and opportunities on the golf course. Have you ever overheard conversations among women? Are the topics opportunities, ideas, or are the topics negative kvetching about something or another? Misery sharing. Women don't have to wait to be included in men's networks. What they need to do, however, she writes, is build better, more collaborative and supportive networks among women, whether in sport, organizations, or in business. And she concludes it's not just golf. It is about how women work together to build great teams that in turn make up effective and powerful networks. Women in business. Iowa ranks last. The Iowa Economic Development Authority has granted a $50,000 contract to Cedar Rapids business, a cent to help them figure out why. When we come back, we're going to be talking about evolve or die. What is your business so much like a sailmaker from Gloucester, Massachusetts? You want to know? Come on back. This is Inside on Business, the News Hour. My name is Michael Libby. It's powered by our advertising agency, Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications, seen live here each and every Monday at 8:45 on Webcast One Live, and brought to us by our friends at Fwirsa. Fwirsa, tax and accounting professionals professionals will work hard for your business until the cows come home. We'll be back with more right after this.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate webcast live.
When it comes to money in business, it's a good thing to have professionals on your side. From downtown Main Street to larger companies and corporations to home-based one-person offices. FWRSA specialty. The professionals at FWRSA can help you with payroll, tax preparation, business planning, and all your accounting needs. That's FWRSA. Friendly, understanding, individualized, respectful, savvy accountants working hard for you until the cows come home.
Whether you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios. This is webcast live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is whoa. I got dizzy there for a minute. Did you? Welcome back to Insight on Business, the News Hour. My name is Michael Libby, and this is all powered by our advertising agency, Insight Advertising, Marketing, and Communications. If you want to have a conversation with us, that's great. We do monitor Twitter on a regular basis before, during, and after the show. It's at Insight ADV. It's on your screen right now. It's at Insight, INSIGHT ADV. That's for obviously inside advertising, all being made possible by our friends at FWRSA. FWRSA, ladies and gentlemen, tax and accounting professionals that will work hard for your business until the cows come home. Well, this is called Evolve or Die. What does your business have anything in common to do with this image that we saw last? Now, this is Sailmaker E.L. Rowe, and you can see here from the image they make sails and tents and awnings and wagon covers. Last week we were struck by this image. We belong to a blog post that's called Old Ads Are Funny. It's the kind of thing that advertising people read. And this ad is from 1869 out of Gloucester, Massachusetts. And it got us to thinking about how some businesses may be stuck in the past. In the past, and that then has a direct effect on their ability to sell whatever it is, their goods or services that they're trying to do. I have a good friend, his name is Mike Wagner. He works with the White Rabbit Group here in the Des Moines area, and he says that there are three reasons why businesses fail to sell more of the stuff that they manufacture. And those three reasons, we're going to give it to you also graphically today, kids. Reason number one, according to my friend Mike Wagner, and we've parodied this, is, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, have an old factory, an old distribution system, old manufacturing process, and those old things keep you from realizing your full potential. In other words, your distribution system is wrong. You can't get the product to the consumer in the correct time. You can't make the turnaround very quick. You are stuck in 1869. All right? Reason number two that people quit buying products and or services is oftentimes that you have the wrong people. Us in the circa 1930s, 1940s image, and he's meeting all of these people for perhaps the first time. Nice folks doing jobs that they should or should not do, which inhibits the growth of your company. If you stop and think about this for a while, just because Mary Jane or Bobby Joe have had a business for a long time in your company, and they're in a specific seat, doesn't necessarily mean that they should always be there doing job because things change. I can't tell you how many companies have employed someone in the marketing department that doesn't understand the nuances of new marketing ways in social media, video, and a host of other things, and are stuck in the 1940s with print advertising and maybe a radio ad or two. Sometimes the people are in the wrong place. And then finally, according to Mike Wagner, here's the third products or services many people have for sale. It's the wrong product. Consumers have moved on and they just don't want what you make anymore. This is an image of a guy with a bullhorn. Actually, it's the old kind of megaphone. And who makes megaphones these days other than for sporting events at University of Iowa or Iowa State or Northern Iowa with the cheerleaders? You see, people don't make those things anymore, and because people don't use them anymore. And it may be in your business too. You might be making sales and wagon covers, but the opportunity to sell sales and wagon covers has long since passed you by. That's the story. Are you making sales or are you making sales? If you're not making any sales, it's probably because one of those three reasons: wrong factory, wrong distribution process, wrong people, or simply the wrong product. Evolve or die. Don't be the sales maker for Gloucester, Mass. Although maybe sale making right now would probably be pretty good. I don't know. You know? I mean, Gloucester, Mass. Pocket the con, yeah. Hey, this is an interesting story. Last week, the New York Times, and here's the 7. Any mobile user of the New York Times applications can view 3 stories in all sections, blogs, and sideshows. The company said today previously non-subscriber could read all the articles in the top news section. The Times is facing an industry-wide advertising slump and is relying more on subscription fees. Get this, kids. Last year, revenue from subscriptions last year, revenues for subscriptions to the New York Times outpaced sales of display advertising, turning the typical business model of newspapers on its head. The Times introduced its online paywall in 2011 and tightened its monthly limit on free articles to to 10 from 20 about a year later. It said that this year it's planning both cheaper, more limited digital subscriptions for a more expensive package. It will also include extras. Get this. Here's the numbers. Paid digital subscriptions across the New York Times Company, which also owns the International Herald Tribune, the Boston Globe, total 708,000 at the end of the first quarter, according to the company. That's up 45% from a year earlier. 45% increase in subscription revenue. We'll have Lynn Hicks on from the Des Moines Register in a little bit. We'll be asking him about that. Let's talk about video and your business, okay? This is the next story that you need to pay attention to. It's been our experience over the years in our advertising agency that most businesses do not understand the power that video has to convert lookers into buyers. Well, now there's been a new study released about that very subject. And this is about and this is what's weird about this. Most business owners watch television, and they watch television commercials, and they like certain television shows, but to be able to construct a video that's not only meaningful but also informative seems to oftentimes pass by their abilities. We don't get it either, but that's the truth. That's what we do for a living, and we get to talk to people all the time about how to do a much better job in converting lookers into buyers using video. Now, this might help. Here's a recent study. Ripple, they changed their name to Work.com, commissioned an animated video to better explain what the company does and how purchasing their product can improve human resource efforts of their clients. Now, the result, and this is stunning, this video increased their online conversion rate by ready, hold on to your seat, kids, by 20%. Normal conversion rates run about 5 to 8%. This company was able to boost their conversion rates by up to 20% by simply using an explanatory video that tells what the heck it is that their business does for private companies. Wouldn't you like to have a conversion rate like that? That's 2 times, more than 2 times the normal. So what is an explainer video? Okay, we've got a real quick, this is from Dropbox. We're not going to play the entire 2 minutes and 23 seconds. but this is from Dropbox. This is an example of a very simple explainer video built around the idea that you don't know anything about Dropbox, but this video could help you conceptualize how it is used. Chris, can you roll that tape?
You've been there. You're about to buy lunch and realize your wallet is in your other pants. Or maybe you left your keys at home. The problem is organization. You need one place for everything, like a magic pocket. Putting something in the magic pocket means it's always there, no matter what you wear or where you are. The same thing is true for computers. If you have more than one, keeping track of all of your files can be a pain. Solving this problem is one of the big ideas behind Dropbox. It's like a magic pocket, a single, secure place for all of your stuff. Let's meet Josh, who is preparing for a big trip to Africa. Right now, all of his trip info is spread across his laptop, desktop, and phone. He needs to consolidate it all, and is tired of having to email files to himself or move them around with a USB drive. Then he found Dropbox, which creates a new kind of folder on his computers. These folders work hard to be exactly alike, even across Macs and PCs. By adding his itinerary to his laptop Dropbox, he can be sure that the same file will show up in his desktop Dropbox and even on his phone. The same thing happens when he saves a document in a Dropbox folder. The document gets updated across all of his Dropboxes. But it's not just his computers. The Dropbox website also works to be exactly like his other Dropboxes. Anything he puts in Dropbox is available on the website automatically. This way, if his Jeep
So there you go.
dive,
That's an example of an explainer video from our friends over at Dropbox. Now listen to this. According to a recent study about web use, the average attention span in 2012 among web browsing people is 8 seconds. In other words, you have almost as much time as you have to capture the imagination of somebody at a trade show, ladies and gentlemen. 8 seconds. It was down. That's down from 12 seconds in 2000. Apparently, technology is affecting us so much that we now have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. Goldfish, by the way, have an attention span of 9 seconds. More importantly for marketers or business people is that businesses have only 8 seconds to capture the attention on your landing pages. Not only do you need to make sure your hosting is fast so that you don't waste those 8 seconds with load time, you also need content that engages the consumer. In other words, why is it that your web page has almost 0 calls to action? I don't get it. Why is it that your web page doesn't have a video that explains what in the heck it is that you do in a very creative way? I don't know. You want to convert people from just lookers to consumers to buyers? Maybe video starts to become the answer. You can call us. We can even help you out with that. This is Insight on Business. When we come back, Lynn Hicks, ladies and gentlemen, he's the business editor for the Des Moines Register. We got lots of questions for Lynn about business, about what changes he's seen in the 18 years that he's been with the Register, and about their new digs just down the street from our studios here at Webcast One Live. Lynn Hicks from the Des Moines Register. When we come back, this is Insight on Business. Back with more right after this.
Real Estate Studios. This is Webcast Live.
I'm Brian Leach, owner and general manager of Service Legends. I brought along a couple of the home comfort heroes.
Hi, I'm Tammy Walls.
I am Nick Wondershot.
I am an administrative manager.
I am the senior technician.
Service Legends.
It seems like every good thing, when you feel it to the bone that it's good, there's a lot of hard work put behind it. I don't think that you can fake it and have it turn out good.
You know, if we seem like, okay, that's just weird, it's just a furnace, why would you believe so deeply in a furnace? It's not just that, you know, we want to show the world that you can have good service.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, it's your home.
You know, it's built into our daily trainings, it's built into our culture, that we're going to do whatever it takes to have each client say they love us, period.
That's why we spend all the hours in the training that we do. And if we guarantee it's going to be a good experience for you, or else it's free, what type of work do you think we're going to do?
There is a guarantee.
Temperature selection guarantee, fixed right rates free guarantee, comfort guarantee, best value guarantee. All of these guarantees hold us accountable to ensuring that we exceed your expectations. And if for whatever reason we fail and we can't make it right, we guarantee all of those guarantees with the 100% money back guarantee.
I mean, if you don't think that your technician can fix
You don't have to worry about having a technician come to your house.
We drug test, background check all of our team members. We put safe people in your home. Each and every one of our service techs, 400 hours a year in training.
You tell it the minute they walk in the door. They know what they're doing. They've done their homework, and they actually truly care about what you want.
Because at the end of the day, you're the person that makes sure I have a job.
They're going to be listening. They're going to want to know what your challenges are. Then they're going to come and give you options, and you get to choose.
If I'm there to help and I make it easy and painless, I did my job right that day.
Well, when it comes to your comfort, safety, and your family, you don't necessarily go buy the most expensive, but you get the most bang for your buck.
Oh, it's worth it because there's a lot of people that will find a way to get it to work right now and then leave and then come back, charge you again, and the cycle just repeats itself. So when I'm out there looking at the furnace, I want to find why it failed today. How can we change the part today with something that you're not going to have to worry about? Is it worth changing the part today? I mean, you can put a lot of money into a furnace. I can fix parts all day. There's good job security in that for me. But is it the right thing for you?
I get a lot of the phone calls after the technicians are there. They're just in awe. They're like, wow, you guys are great. I mean, I don't even know how to say you guys are great. Everything you did was perfect. It's great.
Keep going, though. I like this.
Just give us a try. I'm going to take all the risks.
I've got the time to make this right. I've got the support to make it right.
Just check us out.
And if you don't see the value in what we do,
I mean, fixed right, it's free or 100% money back.
enough said.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Inside on Business. My name is Michael Libby. This is the show about advertising, marketing, consumer trends, best business practices. Why do we do this? Well, we do this to be assistive to your company. No matter what size the company is, small, medium, or large, hopefully you'll glean a nugget or two out of these weekly broadcasts and be able to impact your marketing footprint and do a better job at selling whatever it is that you're selling. And maybe it helps us sell more of what we're selling too. In the studio with us, we had a crash. Technology.
This is internet.
Technology, isn't it great? This is the internet, yeah. With us in studio is our friend Lynn Hicks. Lynn is the business editor for the Des Moines Register, and Lynn's been there for 18 years. First started as the business editor in 2004, prior to coming back to Iowa, back to Des Moines. You were in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. That's a pretty little community.
It is. It's a great little college town in the middle of Wisconsin. Great place to live.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in and doing this, Lynn. We appreciate it. You folks over at the Register have just moved from a place that you had for 70 years down on Locust Street, down to Capitol Square, in new office. That move must have been a nightmare, was it?
It was, I think there was more meetings and more memos than Hannibal's march across the Alps, just 3 blocks away. But yeah, we had a lot of history in that building, and obviously, that building means a lot to me. I worked there almost 20 years. I started working there when I was in college, and I remember watching those presses run. But
the sound of those presses.
Yes. Oh, that whole building rumbled. But the we've outgrown that in some ways. Outgrown that space, and the new digs are pretty amazing, and I wish everybody could kind of see it. You can see some of the videos we put on our website, but there's some technology and some natural light, and just it's a much more comfortable place to work. I think it's more productive. And
what do you think this will do for the paper, Lynn? As far as helping the newspaper become once again, now that it's not, but we've all seen the subscription numbers continue to fall, and we've watched what happens in newspapers all across the country. What do you think this new space will help the Register do that will be different and perhaps more exciting in the future?
Well, I think the immediate effect, I think you'll see some. I hope you see productivity improve, because it's just a much more pleasant place to work. I hate to throw out all the buzzwords of innovation and collaboration, but that's what these spaces are designed for. And we were in the 13th floor building, and a very siloed department we're now mostly on one floor, and lots of spaces to meet, small groups, large groups. We've created what we call mission control, which is a lot of the editors and web people are seated together, which we hope will improve communications. We've got big video screens, and the idea is that we're more reactive to what's happening out there, and so our website, people should see the difference in the website. So I think all of those things, I think also it just energizes. I mean, it's good for retaining people and attracting people, because I don't think there are a lot of newsrooms around the country that look like what we have.
Well, we did a story last month, and you're probably aware of it. They were talking about the worst jobs in the United States for college graduates. And the worst job for college graduates was a newspaper reporter. And they were talking about that because of the fact of consolidation issues, lack of growth, subscriptions. But this sounds to us like Gannett, the Register, is taking a look at new media opportunities out there to become a much more proficient voice and a more immediate voice for the public. Would you agree?
I think so. I mean, I think that study was not surprising in a sense, because it's been a tough few years in the industry, and we've lost a lot of good people. There's a lot of people out there in the a lot of excellent former journalists.
There are.
But I also have a lot of optimism. I was for people who are going into journalism now, if they, newspapers long term, the printed product, sure, there are lots of questions about the future, but I think with we're in this, continue to be in this rapidly evolving information age, and we need those kinds of people who can produce content, edit content, and get it up quickly and accurately, and so there's going to continue to be a demand for that. So I have a lot of optimism for people who are coming into this industry. We in newspapers just have to figure out the business model.
Sure.
And so that's we're in the throes of that. So.
Well, we just had a story today, two stories that are pointed directly to this. We were talking about a sailmaker from Gloucester, Massachusetts, in an 1869 ad. And sometimes businesses out They don't evolve to meet the new demand of the new consumer. And clearly, the register is attempting to do that. The other story we had was about the New York Times, and I thought this was fascinating. The New York Times subscription revenue is now outpacing display ad revenue. That's pretty stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the growth is outpacing it. I think, you know, what the New York Times is doing, it sounds a little scary, but they are, you know, the reason that a lot of papers, including the Register, have gone to the subscription, online subscription model is because the New York Times has had such success. And so they probably know what they're doing, and they have, you know, I think they've got unique content, and they know that, I think what, you know, for a long time we debased the value of information by giving it away for free.
Right.
And so that's why, you know, I feel strongly about newspapers charging for online content. And I think that, you know, as people grow more sophisticated, they are understanding, you know, what's the good information out there and what will they pay for it. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, you know, and just to editorial comment relative to newspapers, you know, my family's a subscriber, been a subscriber to the real paper as well as the digital online stuff for a long time. And here's why. Lynn, I think that there's still some stuff, some content within the newspaper that you don't see online. And that there's some stories there that you might miss or gloss over. And so I still relish, of course I'm an old guy, I still relish, you know, getting my morning paper at 5 o'clock and spending a half an hour going through that, you know, combing the stories of interest, because I think there's a real seminal quality to that I can't get on my computer screen or on my mobile device.
Well, I'm the same way, and I think, you know, we're in this interesting period where, you know, where digital growth is growing like crazy, especially mobile, and yet people still want the printed product, and I think, you know, you're seeing that in New Orleans play out right now. When the Times-Picayune tried to cut back on producing a daily newspaper got competitors now in the market, and they've reversed themselves somewhat. So, is print seeing a resurgence? I don't know, but it's not dead.
Well, it's a real pickle, you know, and it's a real pickle, and it takes money to fix this, and obviously the Register is seen through that, and the Gannett is seen through that, and the reason for the move. Yeah, I was enjoying Kyle Munson's articles about the old building, and you know,
Right.
yeah, pneumatic tubes whisking a copy from one floor to the other.
I used some of those pneumatic tubes.
You know, and we're talking about pneumatic tubes in a multi-story building, and there's probably people out there going, "What the hell are they talking about?"
It was high tech for its time.
Email? No, they're pneumatic tubes. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to be talking with Lynn Hicks from the Des Moines Register about something else that we had as a story. And because Lynn is the business editor for the Des Moines Register, we had a story, and we were not making an editorial comment on this, but we were talking about how the state of Iowa Economic Development Authority continues to funnel huge sums of money in the way of tax credits to already successful companies to lure them to the state. Well, ask Glenn, he's not an editor, he's not an editorial writer, but we'll ask him how that really works in the real world. And is the governor's and the administration correct in saying, hey, you're not looking at the full picture, take a look at all the jobs that come about by building these large data centers. Lynn Hicks with this when we come back on Inside on Business, the News Hour. We'll be back with more right after this.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Con- This is Webcast 1 Live.
When it comes to money in business, it's a good thing to have professionals on your side. From downtown Main Street to larger companies and corporations, to home-based one-person offices, of WIRSA especially. The professionals at WIRSA can help you with payroll, tax preparation, business planning, and all your accounting needs. That's WIRSA. Friendly, understanding, individualized, respectful, savvy accountants working hard for you until the cows come home.
you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios. This is Webcast Live.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Inside on Business. My name is Michael Libby. This is powered by our advertising agency, Inside Advertising, Marketing, and Communications, and brought to us by our good friends at FWRSA, tax and accounting professionals who will work hard for your business until the cows come home. Our special guest in studio is Lynn Hicks. Lynn is the business editor for the Des Moines Register, and he's been kind enough to come in and stop in and share some time with us on his way to a funeral of one of those entrepreneurial giants that recently passed away last year. What can you tell me about Mr. Krause?
Well, I think we were talking earlier that he seemed to be one of those last of his kind. He was, you hear stories about, I think, coming and going employees still every day dressed like you and wear a suit and tie. And Bill was a sharp dresser, and he expected the same from his employees, and he expected a place that I don't think they had many clocks there either. He didn't want clock watchers. He raised the bar pretty high, but I think it's interesting. We talked a lot to people about Bill, and some people didn't want to talk to him, and some people got stung, I think, in the Liberty Bank deal and some other things. And but here was a guy, entrepreneur, who he succeeded a lot and he failed a lot, and I think but you also saw him encourage others to take risks and to go into business. So
it was a nice tribute in the Register, by the way. I thought that was appropriate. We were talking about Bill Krause, ladies and gentlemen, one of the founder of Come and Go Stores. And it is interesting because you go into a Come and Go store, and I don't care where it is, it has that certain feel to it where the employees do wear white shirts and ties and are, for the most part, very kind and considerate.
yes.
Yeah. And they're convenience store clerks. You can tell where the sometimes the messages from the top really do resonate right on down. We had a story, Lynn, earlier today about what some are calling corporate welfare. How Iowa continues to dole out tax dollars and tax incentives to already successful companies, Facebook, Microsoft, Google. The most recent examples here. The most recent example was a $20 million tax incentive to Microsoft to build a data center in West Des Moines. So, what do you think? Is that the business model that we're seeming to follow all over the country, where state governments, state development authorities are pushing huge amounts of cash to already successful companies to lure? I know it's not new, but these kinds of funds to already huge successful companies, Egyptian fertilizer plants, for crying out loud,
Right.
are massive amounts of money. What's the long, short term on that, do you think?
Well, that's hard to see. This is a hot topic, and I think that I think we need more discussion about this, because I know that there's passions, and I think that the business community is really split. I think there's a lot of small businesses who feel slighted that they are not getting the kind of assistance, and I think that's one of the key questions: is how much of a ripple effect are these products? There's undoubtedly going to be, huge construction projects coming into the state because of the fertilizer plant, the data centers, some other things that are happening, and we may not even have enough construction workers. One of the key questions is how much spin-off is there going to be? Fertilizer plant in southeast Iowa, or the other one in northwest Iowa. How many of those jobs are Iowans? Are they coming from other states? How many, contractors? I'm not sure what the ripple effect of a fertilizer plant really is. Are you creating more businesses from it? Probably not. Maybe early on it's going to create a lot of small business. The interesting thing about that, with Iowa has decided to go down the path of pursuing data centers, and Debbie Durham has been very successful, and she's she's doing a great job. What's interesting is you hear politicians talk all the time about we don't want to pick winners and losers. We're not in the business of picking winners and losers. You look at data centers, and so much of what of data centers depend on public policy. One of the reasons Facebook came here is pretty apparent, is because of our wind energy. How much of wind energy is dependent on federal tax credits and other breaks? The fact that Iowa is exempts property and sales taxes on data center equipment. That was something that the legislature passed. The deals that the municipal governments are doing for property tax exemptions and rebates. Altoona with a 20-year, which raises a lot of questions of what are data centers going to be like, and what's Facebook going to be like in 20 years. So all along the line, we have created from federal to local level. We have created these policies designed to pick a winner, and so I think we need to continue to debate that. So
I think it's a fascinating topic, and one that, as you said, we need more conversation about. It seems to be that all we usually get is a 60-second soundbite on television, where it's just a very short piece, and we really don't scrape into the details as much as what we probably could. There's another story that we had about the Iowa Economic Development Authority awarding an asset, a company in Cedar Rapids, female-owned businesses, to try to help them figure out why women-owned businesses why Iowa ranks last in the nation in support of women-owned businesses. What do you see out there? Is that a truism that you can testify to?
I don't know if it. Yeah, this is a bit of a puzzle to me, and I don't know if there's something specific to Iowa, and this is a gender thing. I think it has, to me, it's more to do with that Iowa has for a while ranked pretty low in creation of new business and entrepreneurism, and so that's something men and women deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And the state and partnership and the corporate community, I think all are making efforts to address this. I think we're seeing some momentum happen. I think, the tech startup community is moving along. I think there are a lot of programs that are being started. I think there's a lot of resources out there. I'm not sure that people know where to go and where to start.
You're right. There are a lot of resources out there, but where do you go as a small entrepreneur or business person? Now, we're fortunate enough we have Startup City and so all of the things here within the capital city in Des Moines. But if you're stuck in another town or another city in Iowa, maybe you don't have those resources available to you. So where's the clearinghouse for that information?
Right. And I think you mentioned, Startup City, that's a specific kind of business and model. But there are plenty of small businesses out there, probably a lot of your clients who, are not startups, but they're having to pivot, and they're having to scrape by, and they're probably wondering, where are the resources? Where's the mentoring program for me?
Yeah.
Where's the financial aid? And I don't know if the financial aid is the question or the solution, or it's just is where can I go for that kind of assistance for just answering my questions every day and solving my problems.
It was a shocking report from American Express when they listed Iowa as the worst state in the nation with regard to support of local businesses. And I've suggested, and I've heard several others suggest, that there is already a rule in place that the Iowa legislature passed some time ago that says a certain amount of money should be spent, shall be spent with minorities and women-owned businesses.
Right.
Sometimes we just don't follow the rules, and to increase that, or to at least get to that point that it's already a statute, might be helpful. Let's visit about earned media for just a minute, because you were on a panel that I was at several weeks ago now. And one of the holy grails to many small to medium-sized businesses is, gosh, if I can just get the media to listen to my story, if I can just get somebody to say, wow, we've just created a brand new self-weasel winding torque inducer, and this is the best thing ever. If I just get Lynn Hicks and the Des Moines Register to pay attention to my story, we'd sell more of these things, or at least more people would know about it. What is it about earned media, and how can small to medium-sized businesses get the ear of folks like Lynn Hicks?
My phone number and my email, my Twitter account, it's all in the newspaper, it's all online. We try to be responsive. There are a lot of good stories out there. We don't always get to them as fast as we would like to. We've got a few things that we've started. There are a lot of stories that we would like to tell. But mostly I think it's mostly just people need to reach out and don't be afraid to pitch a story to us. If we don't react the first time, ask us again. I think that it helps. I've said before that I think it helps to be a resource to us. And what that means is, don't just come to us and say, tell our story. We think we have a good story. Also tell us about, your business or your service, whatever profession you're in, you probably have an expertise in an area. Could be an expertise that is of a news, something in the news right now, or something that's sort of a vital part of what the state and what the business community is dealing with, and offering yourselves as a source when a reporter calls, or letting them know, hey, I've got this expertise. I think that goes a long way to getting your name out there, and whether we do a big Sunday spread on you may not happen. It just depends on your story. But we've got also have some other things out there that I think we have a get to know profile and other things like that I think businesses can. I don't think people contact us enough about those things. Those, a lot of people say, well, how much is that going to cost me? It doesn't cost you anything. When people call and say, well, I'm a registered advertiser, well, I appreciate that, but it doesn't really affect what we do and what our coverage is. And so I think that mostly it's sending us a note, giving us a call,
our clients the best way to do that is actually build relationships with the media people. I mean, if you know that if you know that media person, and you have interaction with the person, and the media person, no matter if they're newspaper, radio, or television, can trust the story that you're sending them, and it doesn't necessarily always have to be about your particular business. It can be an offshoot of that, and suddenly, things can change because the reporter or the editor, they know that they can trust the story.
Right.
It's factual.
Yeah. I think that's well said, and I think that it's just like in sales. It's your business. Relationships are key, and everybody, sometimes finds themselves in uncomfortable, controversial situations, and it's good to have a relationship with the media at that point.
Yeah.
And
So
to be able to reach out.
long in advance of the bad news.
Right.
You want to be able to have some things padded out there that are positive. Yeah, and sadly,
Yeah. And I'd like to say that I like to emphasize to people that, when those times come, when, whatever, unwanted publicity happens, when the media calls, I would urge you to return our calls. I think it will go a long way. I know that there's sometimes reasons that you can't comment, but I think returning the call and explaining why, and even considering talking off the record as to why, what's going on, I think it goes a long ways, and will help you. So.
Lynn Hicks, ladies and gentlemen, he's the business editor for the Des Moines Register. Lynn, thanks for coming in and doing this.
I appreciate it.
It really is fun, and anytime that we can have folks of your stature to come in and talk about business and the business of what's going on in this community that's changed so drastically in the 18 years you've been here. I mean, downtown isn't what it was when you got here 18 years ago, or when you were at Drake University. It's just a totally different place. Lynn Hicks, ladies and gentlemen, business editor for the Des Moines Register. When we come back, we're going to be showing you an image that was used by a Georgia district to say, hey, this isn't the kind of image that you should have on Facebook. What happened? A $2 million lawsuit. We'll share the story when we come back. This is Insight on Business, powered by our advertising agency, Insight Advertising, Marketing, and Communications. Back with more right after this.
From the Real Estate. This is Webcast Live.
When it comes to money in business, it's a good thing to have professionals on your side. From downtown Main Street to larger companies and corporations, to home-based one-person offices. Fwrsa especially. The professionals at Fwrsa can help you with payroll, tax preparation, business planning, and all your accounting needs. That's Fwrsa. Friendly, understanding, individualized, respectful, savvy accountants working hard for you until the cows come home.
Whether you're 10, 25, 50, 80 years old and beyond, everyone needs to live within their means. I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of America. For almost a quarter of a century, we've helped people of all ages learn to manage their personal finances to benefit them far into the future. When problems arise, we've got the experience you need to make those debt problems go away. Got financial problems? Call Consumer Credit of America.
Remax Real Estate Concept Studios. This is Webcast Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the closing moments of Insight on Business. My name is Michael Libby. Let's take a look at this story. This is one of those unbelievable things that happens every once in a while that you just, it's a head shaker. It really is. Here's the backstory. Last week, a Georgia College freshman by the name of Chelsea Cheney filed a $2 million lawsuit against a Georgia community school district when they used an image in a presentation to the students about what not to do on Facebook. Now, this is kind of mind-numbing, okay? They didn't obviously have Chelsea Cheney's approval to use this image. The suit contends that the school district used her photo, and that the use of the photo suggested she was not only promiscuous, but also a user of alcohol. Here's the image, kids. So this her Facebook page, and let us wash and wax your boat this week. Kind of cute, you know. Obviously, Chelsea's an attractive young lady, hanging Snoop Dogg there and having a big time. And of course, the school district didn't comment about the lawsuit, $1 million lawsuit, but what the hell were they thinking? I mean, sure, we need to be careful about what we post, but at the same time, when using images from the internet, we should be very careful what the storyline is, for crying out loud. To infer somehow that Ms. Chelsea was somehow promiscuous and a user of alcohol simply by utilizing that. Yeah, we got to be careful with what we post on the internet, kids, but so too do school districts need to be careful what they're doing. That's a wrap. We've got a week before we come back and be with you. Our thanks once again to Lynn Hicks, business editor for the Des Moines Register, for his time in the seat. Also, thank you for joining us. You can see this on the internet. We'll post the videos here in just a little bit. So you don't need to be tied down for an hour each and every week at 8:45. You can watch all of the action on YouTube. We'll post it on our blog in just a few hours. Thanks again for joining us. For our producer, director, Chris DeBolt, and all the team at Inside Advertising, thanks so very much for joining us. Be safe, be well, be careful, most of all,